Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Presence of Light Show with Charlie Riverman Bergeron, and welcome to being present on the day after celebrating our solstice, whether we're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. Makes no difference. This amazing day of energy and transformation is always an adventure for humanity. Many of us don't feel anything, and then many of us feel it all. So I'm looking and we've got some people present. The counter is saying 22. So hopefully you can hear me. And if not, please give me a shout out somewhere, somehow. And Afif Tanu, blessings. So today's topic arose this morning, as I did, as many of my talks do. But they're a reflection of usually what happens during the week and what I experience and I feel humanity experiences. And we're in this all together. And hello, I see people joining me. Thank you. Blessings to each of you. And so the topic is hearts, roses, love, and light. And that has been probably the theme for me this week. And it's been a real crazy week with the energies leading up to solstice and actual solstice day. This morning, I'm feeling a much more sense of calmness, feeling that I've gone through some sort of processing energetically, and I'm better for it. And I think humanity is better for it. And I'm going to talk about I feel too much. Yes, some of us do feel too much. And I just want to assure you that be gentle with yourself. I'm going to try to read some of the comments here today. Be gentle with yourself and allow yourself to withdraw or pull back if you need to. There's no shame in taking everything on and thinking you have to push your way through this. These are amazing times in the evolution of humanity. And so my comment to myself this morning was, what a crazy week with these amazing solstice energies. Hearts were opening like roses in the sunshine. And then I wrote, and I was questioning what I wrote, what came through me. But in truth, for me, the roses began earlier in the week when I saw a rose opening in my yard. And I saw the light that it contained and the blending of everything into just an amazing amount of love. It was as if the rose was offering me the message of love and saying, Charlie, pay attention. Pay attention to the love that you are and be both the love and the light during these times. Good morning, Elia. Good morning, Judy. And yes, sensitivity is really an issue right now. We are very sensitive to more than we probably ever have been. And so in the upper box there, I wrote, I am love. It's a quote. I am love shining through my actions. And when I woke up this morning, that was the first thing I read as a confirmation of what I have been experiencing. I am love through my actions. And it made me think all of us need to become more aware of our actions. And they don't have to be great. They don't have to be profound, but simple actions, even cooking dinner, pouring water in a jar. I explained this to somebody last night. When you filter your water or you pour your water, bless it, be thankful, be grateful, express love to every aspect of what you do. And I promise you, miracles will begin to happen for you. And it's all about sharing the love. We receive the love, we're to share the love. We are the light, we are to share the light. And this is a process that in this world where we see so much darkness right now, it's hard to fathom. How can we muster that? And the truth is, it's always there. And so we have to look at the darkness similarly to the fact that it swallows the light at night when the sun goes down or the world turns. The darkness comes, but it doesn't stop the light. The light is still shining. It's shining in another part of the world. It's only hidden from us. It's only hidden from our view. This is all that darkness can do, is hide the light that we are. It can hide the love and make us feel fearful or make us feel unwanted. But it can't change it. Really, darkness has no power. So this week, as the light and the solstice and the energies rose to amazing heights due to open stargates, to grid lines that are coming online, and a lot of things that many of you probably have no concept of what's happening on different quantum levels. But it all affects us. And this is where our feelings come into play. And this is why we're feeling so deeply in our hearts, the pain of the children, the pain of the suffering that is happening around the world. And it's not just one place. It's not just one issue. It's happening collectively to all of us. Basically to teach us, to make us consciously aware that it's time to make another choice, that we do not have to live like this. We never did have to live like this. But somehow we got off track, and it's time for all of us now to use this energy that's coming in and that empathic nature of ours to tap in again and shift and change and align with the light and stop giving the darkness its power. So this is what I'm talking about. The darkness that we perceive, many call it an illusion. But as I saw it this week, I saw many people going into deep chaos, deep fear. And even I experienced that on some levels. But all it was because the energy was rising, and to keep in balance that negativity rose as well. It still didn't have any more power. But what happened was it reached a crescendo, a fulcrum point, where what I saw was a burst. It was a bursting forth of light that overshadowed the darkness. And it was in the hearts of humanity. It was in the hearts of individuals who just couldn't take the pain anymore. And I'm sure many of you experienced that week. You came to perhaps a place within yourself that was unbearable. And I'm looking my roses are not ready. The roses are the symbol. The roses are the symbol of the Divine Mother. She is ready, and she is guiding us right now to come back, asking her children to come back into alignment with the truth of who we truly are. Amazing, powerful beings called humanity. And it was interesting, humanity is a combination of who, which is not sure, it might be Sufi, I don't know what national, but it means God. It's God, source, Hu, and man, which is referring not in gender specific relationship, but the fact that we are a physical expression. What are we a physical expression of? But who? Hu, God. And so we've turned away from that. We separated within ourselves. People talk about the separation. The separation has been within us. And as a result of our separating our divine self, the masculine and feminine, thousands of years ago, what we are living through now has occurred just as a natural occurrence, just like if the rose decided it was going to separate within itself, it would not be as beautiful as it is. So here we are, we're roses in the garden, and we are blossoming. And this is my message, we are blossoming. We are the love and the light. And just as the roses in the garden present their love and light to us, we too, as roses, are to present our love and light to the world. How do we do that? Well, as a collective consciousness, we're evolving. We're just amazingly learning from each other where we've made our errors and mistakes. And we cannot separate ourselves truly from the energy of creation, which is what we call God. We can try, we can think it, we can manifest stories, we can make rules and regulations, we can create hierarchies and systems that defy the natural order of life. But all of that is illusion. It's all deeply wrapped in a false sense of ourselves, an ego, a false sense that's driven by this mind we have that can be easily programmed. And we're waking up to that. We're waking up to that program. And I'm not going into who or what or why, but I think we all can realize that we've kind of been sucked into a story that is just not working. It's just not pleasant anymore. It's just not enriching our lives anymore. And we need to drop from here, from the mind, down into our hearts and start to experience in life through our hearts. And it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. And interestingly, I pulled a Kuan Yin oracle card this morning. And it sort of confirms a lot of what we're going through. And it reads, it's called the Daughter of the Phoenix. And it says, when the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing, purification, and preparation for new levels of spiritual wisdom, power, light. Just like the phoenix, it is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew. You are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. This is an advanced phase of soul growth, and soon after you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement on your divine life path. Kuan Yin, Daughter of the Phoenix, has been through fire, both physical and heavenly, and has ascended into a position of great spiritual peace, power, and authority. She guides you now to claim your rebirth and ascend. And so it goes on to say that it's the same way if we were moving a house, or if we were moving house. We would need to sort through our possessions, and sometimes it is an opportunity to let go of that which we do not wish to take with us into our new life as we prepare to move into a higher level of consciousness. There are old habits, stuck emotions, and stagnant energy that do not belong in our new life cycle. And it's the path of purification and initiation. This is what the solstice has presented to us. It's a gift. It's a gift. I know it's painful for some. I know it's hard to let go of patterns that are so ingrained in us, but no longer serve us. I have my favorite old shoes that I hate. They got holes, they're worn, but they no longer serve me. I have, this is what we're doing. We're moving into, some call it the new earth. I'm not going to say that, but it is new. It's a new presence of mind. It's a new presence of heart. It's a new presence of existence. Call it the 7th foot race. Who knows? We're here. We're going to do this. This has been an amazingly positive, cleansing process. And so that's what the rose reminds me. It reminds me of my heart blossoming. And believe me, it opened even further this week. I didn't think, I reached new levels that I didn't even think were humanly possible. And it was all because I was willing. I was willing to let go. So as solstice comes and presents this to us, we become manifestors. And interestingly, I randomly pull these cards, and this is a galactic card. I can't, it's not even going to tell me what the deck is, but it's a beautiful, as you can see, it's a beautiful card of the Milky Way galaxy, and it's called Manifestor. And the message for this is, I have the ability to use my creative talents to achieve my desires. All things are manifested in my own reality. And to affirm that, it says, my thoughts are the key to receiving my desires. I stay in tune with my conscious self and know that the connection I have with the universe is all I need to receive. And I am always open and ready to accept the riches of the universe. How much more powerful can we be? How much more open can we be than to receive the energies of the universe? It isn't about religion. It isn't about faith. It's about opening our hearts like the rose and receiving the light and saying, thank you, we are one. There is no separation. The separation has been all in our minds. We created it. That's how powerful we truly are. We created separation, and we have lived in it for I don't know how many thousands of years, or maybe ages, maybe epochs we've lived in it. I don't know. All I know is enough is enough. Let's move on. Let's move back into harmony and balance with each other, and harmony and balance with all of life around us. Even life forms we haven't even discovered yet. There's trillions of life forms here on this planet. We're not the only one. These words came through me this morning as I wrote. It says, we are not the most powerful. We are not the most intelligent. We are not the most precious. And yet we are beyond our misperceptions, meaning the misperceptions of who we are. However, we are the most dangerous prisoners in a prison we have created through the misuse of power and wisdom, and have been given keys to unlock our hearts and send our love both forward and backward through the timelines to heal and realign all of our errors, both individually and collectively. Thank you, guides, for that. That message is so powerful, and that's the universe supporting us. We're not alone here. We never have been. We chose to be alone. We chose to do it our way. And in an instant, all we have to do is take that key, unlock the heart, open it, and start to live from your heart. Your heart doesn't want pain. Your heart doesn't want suffering. Your heart doesn't want to kill anybody. It's amazing when you start to live through your heart. Your whole outlook on life begins to shift. You feel strange. You feel like a stranger in a strange land. And I'm not talking about a science fiction book here. We're being asked to heal ourselves. We are the healers. Each one of us have an opportunity to embrace each other and really think differently. Think in alignment with our heart, with our Mother Earth, with our universe, with our guides, with our angels, with each other. That's what the solstice has been about, an awakening, a true awakening, an awakening from the deep sleep of our long night. And so that darkness that we experience is really just the nighttime. And the illusions that we perceive are just the dreams that we've created. And it's time for us to awaken, to wake up, smell the roses, share the love and the light. That's why I do these talks. That's why I speak, is to perhaps inspire or maybe flick the light switch on for somebody to say, to realize it isn't outside of me. It's always been in me. I knew this. That Charlie guy, I don't know where he gets this stuff, but you know what? It's within me. He's not really doing anything for me except making me look in the mirror of my own self and see that person who cares, that person who loves, that person who feels deeply, empathically, to the point where I can't take anymore. I was there this week. I truly was. I was at the bottom. Enough. That's why I said enough is enough. How much more can we, God, how much more can we take? How much more can we move through? And then within 3 hours, I was pinging off the walls. That's how crazy the energies have been this week, this back and forth. So you're not alone. You're experiencing this for reasons. And for the reasons being that we need to see both sides very clearly, and we need to make this choice. And we make it both individually as well as collectively. And we may not make it today. Maybe 10 people will choose their heart to live from their heart today. And 10 million won't. And maybe tomorrow, 1 million will, and 10 won't. We don't know. It's our choice. We are creating and co-creating the future of humanity. And it's an important action. It's an important activity and a huge responsibility. And we need to be ready. We came here, many of us intentionally, to do this. And we're just kind of figuring it out. And it's grand. It's perfection. And each one of you are a co-creative part of that. And it doesn't matter how little you do. And this has been another message of this week. I work with crystals and I work with grids. And the crystals I was guided to use in a new grid on top of a mountain, which I've already gridded, was rose quartz. And so during this time of struggle, I give a shout out to the Crystalline Collective of rose quartz. And find some rose quartz and meditate with it. Put it around your house. Again, it's the energy of the rose. It's the energy of the mother. It's the energy of compassion. It's the energy of the heart. Place it. Place it where you feel darkness, where you feel negativity. And say a little blessing. Ask for the rose quartz to work its magic. Even if you've never worked with crystals before, I promise you that if you bring rose quartz into your life at this point in the history of humanity, you will change. So, my last book that I picked up this morning was The Course in Miracles. And Chris One-Feather does a wonderful journey through the Course in Miracles as a facilitator here on Humanity Healing. I've given him a shout out. Thank you, Chris. I was a facilitator years ago. The first call that I had to my spiritual journey really was the Course in Miracles. And so I just randomly said, pick a page. And the lesson was number 184. The name of God is my inheritance. But I had already had this page bookmarked with a note that said prayer. And as I read this, I realized how appropriate it is for all of us now to really come into prayer and know that our prayers are heard and they're acted upon not by something outside of us, but from some place within us. And it's the open heart that all actions that are going to be fruitful and benevolent for the whole, that's how they'll be brought forth, from the heart, not from the mind. Doesn't mean the mind can't help us manifest that, because the mind has all kinds of little tricks and powers, but not as much power as the heart does. And so I'm going to leave you with this prayer. And for those of you who don't know about the Course in Miracles, it was channeled to Helen Schucman through Jesus. And it's written in the masculine. And years ago, that was a big deterrent to people struggling with masculine and feminine, who's right, who's wrong. empower. We still do it. The patriarchal world is still empowering the hierarchy, and we're seeing it shift and change, and now we're in a balance. But as I said in the beginning, man wasn't meant to be gender. It wasn't about a gender. Okay, it was about the physicality of the human. And so here is a prayer for you. Father, our name is yours. In it, we are united with all living things. And you, who are their one creator, what we made and call by many different names is but a shadow we have tried to cast across your own reality. And we are glad and thankful we were wrong. All our mistakes we give to you, that we may be absolved from all effects our errors seemed to have. And we accept the truth you give in place of every one of them. Your name is our salvation and escape from what we made. Your name unites us in the oneness, which is our inheritance and peace. Amen. And interestingly, the next lesson is number 185. I want the peace of God. And as we started this morning, we were talking in the sidebar here about people experiencing distress and pain and suffering, and we want that peace, truly. And that peace comes by opening our hearts and expressing the truth of who we are without fear and without worrying about discrimination or retribution. So in the sign lines here, I love you all. It's a beautiful thing. I know there was a long one here. Benoit Pigeon, don't worry. Well, it's sort of, I'm not written clearly that I can read this, but thank you for your response. And just remember to, each of you, the next time you pick up a rose, remember who you are. That's its gift to us right now. So I wish you blessings of peace, light, and love from my heart to yours, sincerely and gratefully here to be with you on Friday mornings and encourage you to seek the truth of who you are. I don't have all the answers. I'm learning right along. I'm in the same classroom you are. And I'm not a guru. I'm not a saint. I'm just an average guy who's had an amazing experience in his life and come back from death and experienced life a little differently. But that's my message, is to keep going. You don't have to die to do this. You can do it now while you're alive and enjoy the benefits of the truth of who you really are. With that, I'm complete. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. Blessings for the week, and let's make it happen. One heartbeat at a time. See, how many heartbeats would that be? One heartbeat at a time. How many million people are on Earth? We can do it. Love you. Bye-bye.